headaches, sore throats, constant illness, hormonal imbalance, spinal pain, muscle weakness, fatigue, brain fog, grogginess, fertility and hormonal imbalances, eating disorders, mood swings, lower limb pain, plantar fasciitis, hip pain, double vision, pain in my teeth, ringing in my ears, cricking and cracking in my spine and other joints. These are just some of the many, many symptoms that I experienced in the 10 years that I experienced chronic pain. And as you can tell by the list of what I was going through, it wasn't just about pain, it was my gut health and my hormones and my muscles. It was everything. It was a whole life encompassing realm of dis-ease. So the word disease, we can break it down to say dis-ease, discomfort in my body. And so today I'm here to talk about how I recovered from all of that and how you can do exactly the same thing. And to really reassure you that actually it's not as hard as you might think it is right now. My name is Kerry Norton, and this is the Happy, Healthy, Pain-Free Community. I am so happy that you're here. If you're watching live, you can drop your name in the comments, and any questions you might have, I would love to hear from you. And if you're watching this on the replay, you can pop hashtag replay in the comments. I'm going to come back, see all of those, answer your questions, and let me know if this is making sense to you, if you understand like what it is that I'm talking about. Is this your experience as well? And are you ready to change it and to finally live a life free from chronic pain? Okay, so I listed a long load of symptoms there. Pain being one of them. Constant, relentless, overwhelming pain that was with me from the minute I woke up in the morning until the moment I went to bed at night, and woke me in the night and stopped me from getting back to sleep again at night. And I went to see doctors and physios and osteopaths and chiropractors and Reiki masters and massage therapists and acupuncturists and psychologists and psychics and colonic hydrotherapists, you name it. I went to see everybody. I did it all. I didn't just go to the physiotherapy. I didn't just go to the physiotherapy. I was the physiotherapist. Yeah. I didn't just go to the yoga class, but I trained to become the yoga teacher. I didn't just do the diets and learn about gut health. I became the gut health practitioner. I went to America and I learned from the best doctors in functional medicine and did a fellowship training in functional, metabolic and anti-aging medicine in search of the reasons why I was still in pain after all this time and after doing all of the things. And there were many things that helped. There were many, many things that I was like, yes, this is it. This is the one. This is the thing that is going to change my experience of pain. This is the thing that is going to help me to recover. And maybe for a time I felt some easing in my symptoms, but they always came back. They always came back, and they moved around and they came back in different places. The flare-ups were always there, and I would constantly be seeking and searching other new ways to suppress or subdue my experience of pain. Now, I know that many of you might recognize this kind of pattern of pain management where we blame something. So I blamed all sorts of things for my pain, my degenerative disc disease, my core stability, lack of my poor posture, my flat feet. I blamed it all. I blamed the chair that I was sitting in, or the shoes that I had been wearing, or the pillow that I'd been sleeping on. I blamed the gluten or the dairy or the sugar. I blamed, what else did I blame? A long, long list of things. Yeah. A long, long list of things that I was blaming, and then seeking to look at it, having the MRI scans and the x-rays, and having someone press or palpate or manipulate me, or having someone stick needles in me, or having someone do tests, run blood tests or urine tests, or all number of tests on me, testing me for Lyme disease and testing me for hormonal problems like thyroid problems, or testing my microbiome for dysbiosis, and all of these different things. And yeah, when you look, you're gonna find things. Yeah, you're gonna find degenerative discs like I did. You're probably gonna find low estrogen or low progesterone in your hormones like I did. You're probably gonna find that maybe you're not ovulating like you should be, like I did, that you're in perimenopause. Yeah, maybe you're going to find that you've got flat feet, or you've got one shoulder that's slightly lower than the other, or your shoulder blades wing, or you've got tension in your piriformis muscle, or you've got one leg shorter than the other. You're going to find all the things when you look, when you blame it, when you view it. And then what you're going to do, you're going to go after it with the doing, with the elimination diets and the raw diets and the vegan and the gluten-free and the dairy-free, with the supplements, the vitamin D and the magnesium. You're going to go and have salt baths and massage treatments and acupuncture and aromatherapy, and do all of the things. And you'll be given exercises. And are you exhausted yet? Are you exhausted yet? Because I know I was after doing it for so long. And that's not to mention the cost. I'm scared to even add up the true cost of what a decade of persistent pain cost me. There's all of the treatments and the therapies, the patches and the pills and the lotions and the supplements. There's the devices and the contraptions, the holistic treatments and the food and the diets, the books and the education and the study and the trainings and certification programs, the travel, the testing. And then there's the emotional cost of what it cost me. All of those missed opportunities. All of the times that I said no. There's the cost of my overall health and my well-being, my mental health, the anxiety and the depression, the eating disorders, the addictions that I experienced over the time that I was in a lot of pain. And I felt trapped. I felt like maybe the best and the only thing left to do would be to accept that I would always be in pain. That there was no chance that I could live a pain-free life, right? Because I was the physio. I was the one that other people would go to with their pain and their problems. And I couldn't help myself. And I was frustrated and distracted and disconnected, because that's the only way I could survive. Because when I tried to connect, when I tried to be present and to be grounded, all I was met with was pain. And that was a very, very difficult place to be, a very, very difficult way to live my life. And I was told that what I had was chronic, it was degenerative, that there was no cure for what I had. But we didn't know what I had. No one could tell me what I had, but we just knew that there was nothing that could be done about it, and I would have to live with it. And indeed, I had told other people who had come to me with their chronic degenerative disc disease, their arthritis. And I had previously said to them, yeah, well, there's nothing that we can do about this other than to manage the symptoms and hope that it doesn't get any worse. And so when the shoes were on the other feet and this was what was being said to me, that I would have to accept it, manage it, and hope that it doesn't get any worse. I found that that was a very, very bitter pill to swallow. One that I washed down with daily marijuana use and red wine to numb and to disconnect from really what was going on in my life. And so there's that cost. There's all that cost. And so I know that out there are a lot of people that are like, yeah, okay, Kerry, yeah, that sounds just like me. Yeah, that sounds just like me. I've done all of those things. I've been seeking, searching, pursuing, doing, blaming the physical and, you know, putting my hopes and my faith in the MRIs and the X-ray scans and the medicines and the medical knowledge and, you know, looking for someone to give me a diagnosis or some kind of hope that I can recover, but it never comes. And so we keep doing, we keep chasing, and, you know, we keep blaming. And then when we've done all of the things, we start to blame ourselves. Well, maybe I'm just not doing enough. Maybe I'm not doing enough meditation. Maybe I'm not mindful enough. Maybe I need to forgive a bit more and be a little bit more grateful. Yeah, maybe I need to cut some more things out of my diet. Maybe I need to do more yoga and stretch more and exercise more. Perhaps I need to move house because this house is too moldy or too damp or whatever it is that I've been blaming for my pain. Maybe I just need to do more, to seek, to search, to pursue it more, to chase it down more. And we do that and we get more and more tired and more overwhelmed and frustrated, only to end up back at the beginning again and again and again. And when will we stop? When will we finally give up? Yeah, I thought that my only option was to accept that I would always be in pain. That was the best option. So once I could accept it, once I could accept that this was my life, that I would always be in pain, then I would have less pain. Right? Does that even make sense? Yeah, is anyone else thought that, gosh, you know, if I could just accept this pain and this is what it is and be grateful that, after all, other people have it a lot worse off. Told myself that a lot. There are people out there a lot worse off than you, Kerry. So you better buck your ideas up and be grateful for what you have and get on with your life as best you can. Better know that this pain's not going to beat you. Yeah? Don't let this pain beat you. You want to push on, fight on, keep battling. All this war language. Until I learned a new way of doing things. One that required none of the things that I have previously mentioned. I didn't need anyone else to poke me or push me or manipulate me or stretch me or stick needles in me or scan me or prescribe me something. But it did involve one person. A very important person that I'd been missing all along the line. And that was me. That was myself. That was me going inwards to the root cause of what was causing my discomfort. Because I realized after all this time and after doing all the things that deep down, maybe I didn't even believe that it was possible. Yeah, maybe I didn't even believe that pain-free was possible for me. And so if I don't believe it's possible, but I'm doing all the things to try and make it happen, what do you think's going to happen? I'm going to stay in pain. Going to stay in pain. And that's exactly what happened, because I didn't believe that there was an alternative, that there was something else out there for me. And so maybe I'm the first person to tell you this. And if this is all that you get from this live stream today, then that's amazing. So listen up. If you're watching live, lean in. Yeah. And if you're watching this on the replay, just stop what you're doing, stop the multitasking, and just give me your attention for one moment. Because I want you to know, if that resonates with you, if my story up until now on this call resonates with you, you've done all the things, you've tried all the things, you've been in the blaming, viewing, doing, pain management cycle. You've had all of the tests and all of the MRIs, and nobody knows what's going on. Nobody can give you any hope or solutions. You've been told that it's chronic, it's degenerative, it's incurable. And maybe you think that you just have to accept it and accept the fact that you will always be in pain. And maybe I'm the first person to tell you this, and it's hard to believe it right now. It's hard to believe it right now. But pain-free is possible. You can recover. You can recover. Pain-free is possible. But it's gonna take a different way of doing things. You're going to have to let go and release all of the seeking, the searching, the pursuing, the doing. Are you ready? Are you ready to do that? Because I actually found out about this way of recovering from chronic pain a year before I was ready to release all of that outward work, all of the doctor's appointments and the scans and the tests and the therapy and the chiropractics. You know, I was still doing all of those things. I knew that I had to go inwards. I knew that there was work that I needed to do, but I wasn't ready. And so it took me another year, a whole nother year of pain, of constant pain, of doing all of the things, of trying all of the diets and spending a lot of money on supplements or spending a lot of money full stop on all of the things. Yeah, studying and chasing it down before I did the new way, before I was able to switch, to transition to the new way, where we stop. Take a breath. Yeah, when we stop. When we look. And that's not the same as viewing, right? Looking is not the same as viewing. When I'm talking about looking in the new way, I'm talking about looking inwards, about looking deeper, looking at the root cause of what is going on. Asking a new question, one that doesn't require me to constantly go outside of myself. How can I heal this pain? How can I heal this pain? Going from person to person, therapist to therapist, doctor to doctor, being given all of this information. Oh, you should try this. You should do that. You should do another thing. Yeah. And if you came into this group expecting that to be what this is, you know, tips and advice on different therapies and treatments to try, then maybe you're going to have a surprise, because that's not what we do. Yeah, this is not pain management. Instead, we take the gaze inwards and we look for what's really going on, what's really keeping us in this constant cycle of pain. And when we do that and we can be quiet enough, when we listen, we stop, look, and listen, then we can hear the message that is being given to us from the body. Because there is a reason, right? There is a reason. When I started to write all of this down and started to write down my story, I called my story Finding the Ground. And at the time I was living in Switzerland. And one of my friends gave me a nod and said, it's interesting that you call it that. There would be like a direct translation in German if you were going to use a false friend, so a word that sounds similar to the English but kind of means something different. And that would be den Grund finden, den Grund finden. And so it sounds like to find the ground, right? But really what it translates at is to find the reason, to find the reason. And when we find the ground, when we find the stability, the foundation underneath our feet, then we can build from there, yeah, from that point. And we go deeper, we find the ground, and then we dig deeper to the root cause of what is going on, to the underlying root cause of your persistent symptoms. And when I started to dig under the surface, I discovered that it wasn't my posture, and it wasn't my muscle balance, and it wasn't the gluten, and it wasn't the dairy or the sugar. You know, it wasn't that I wasn't doing enough yoga or meditation or mindfulness. And don't get me wrong, all of these things are great things. Yeah, I love to eat healthy food. I love a green juice. You know, I love a gluten-free panini or whatever it is. You know, I love to go to yoga. I love to meditate. I love to practice mindfulness. I love to go to the sauna and have a massage or a steam. I love to jump in an Epsom salt bath. But I do it from a different place now. Yeah, I do it from a different energy now, where it's not chasing pain relief. Instead, it's about soul nourishment. It's about enjoyment. It's about giving myself what it needs. It's about stopping. Looking. And listening. And listening. And when we do that, when we begin to do that, we send the body a signal of safety. We send the body a signal of safety. And this is one of those keywords. And again, you know, if you're watching this live, hello, I'm so glad that you're here and that you're seeing this. And if you're watching this on the replay, then, you know, great. I love that. And you have an even bigger advantage that you can stop, you can rewind, you can press pause, and you can find yourself somewhere quiet to sit and to listen. Because maybe you really need to hear this. If you're still listening, 20 minutes in. Yeah, if you're still listening and this is still resonating with you. Yeah, when we do that, when we stop, and I invite you to stop, I invite you to take a moment to take a deep breath. And to just let everything that I've just said to just kind of settle. Because it's a lot, right? It's a lot to process. That maybe I can recover. Maybe there is another way. Maybe pain-free is possible. Can you believe that? Can you find belief that there would be another way, that pain-free is possible for you? And if you can't, get there just yet, then don't worry, because I have belief. I believe it for you. And so maybe you just need to lean in and stick with me for a bit longer. All right? Because I'm not gonna leave you behind here. When we stop and we look and we listen, we send the body a signal of safety. Yeah, we send the body a deep signal of safety, of cellular safety. Not just knowing, like, I know from my cognitive mind, from my brain, that right now I'm pretty safe, right? I'm in my office. There's no one else here, apart from the dog behind. You might be able to hear her rustling away a little bit. But there's no one else here, and I'm safe, yeah? I'm in my home and I'm safe. But that doesn't reach my cellular level, doesn't reach deep enough. And so when we start to practice this new way of stopping, looking, and listening, we send signals deep into the nervous system of safety, of rest, of restoration, of recovery. And that is key to becoming pain-free. Safety. Because pain, if you think about it, right, pain is a danger alarm. It alerts us to danger. There are some people that are born without the ability to sense pain. Now, you might first, hearing that, think, well, that's great, like, how great would it be to not feel pain? But sadly, these people, they don't live very long, because pain alerts us to danger. It keeps us safe. So, what stops me from biting all the way through my tongue when I'm eating something and, I bite my tongue? What stops me from smashing my foot into the banister rails rather than just stubbing my toes on it? What alerts me to the fact that pan that I'm touching is hot? Yeah, this is our pain mechanism. It's saying, let go, that's hot. Stop biting, that's your tongue. Stop moving forwards, that is a wooden post. It stops me from breaking my bones, from, amputating my own tongue or my own limbs. I mean, that's disgusting, isn't it? But it's the truth. It's alerting us to danger. It's keeping us safe. Problem is that it's not always that good at deciphering what is truly dangerous, what is really dangerous, and what is perceived danger. And in today's society, where we live, just one text message or one notification or one flashing light away from nervous system activation, the brain has a lot of information to process. Yeah, there's a lot going in, from the bright lights in front of me to the beeping noises outside to the jump start of my phone. And my brain has to decipher, it has to take in all of that information and decide, like, what is dangerous and what is safe. And it can get a bit confused. And we can become a bit sensitive to that. And it's a simple concept, I know, right? Like, pain is a danger signal. So therefore, when I have chronic constant pain that stays with me long after the injury is healed, then it's no longer the physical problem, but it's a problem with the processing in the brain that is not standing down to the threat. So if you had a car accident 10, 15, 20 years ago, or you fell off a horse, or you you know, you had an operation, or, you know, I hear this a lot from women who had epidurals during their labour and they still have pain. But the child's like left home, left uni, they've got their own kids, they're like grandparents now. It's like, yeah, no, but I still have lower back pain from the epidural that I had when I was in labour. Well, any damage, any tissue damage from that treatment has long gone. Yeah, it's long healed. But the nervous system, the neural pathways between that pain, that soreness and the brain, that's been kept alive somehow. The brain has used that highway, like kept sending messages down from brain to lower back, to knee, to shoulder, wherever it is that you're experiencing your pain, your symptoms. It's the brain is sending, it's using those neural pathways. Ding, 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 ding. There's some kind of danger, there's some kind of threat. But it doesn't know the difference between real danger, real threat, and perceived threat. And some of the most threatening things to the brain can be our own emotions. Right? This is what I learned. If you're just tuning in, welcome. If you're just switching on the replay, welcome to you too. We've been talking about my story and how I recovered from chronic pain after more than 10 years. And if you are just joining us, then you're going to want to watch back. You're going to want to watch the last 30 minutes. Because I've been talking about exactly how I went from the pain management journey of blaming, viewing, and doing to a pain recovery journey of stopping, looking, and listening. And we talked about the importance of safety and how pain is part of our danger response signaling from the brain. And you're going to want to watch back, because where we are at now is where we get to the understanding that even my emotions can be triggering, threatening, and activate that nervous system pain response, causing me long-term persistent pain long after any injury has healed. And it's not just pain. It's not just pain, right? All of those chronic symptoms, skin conditions, you know, right at the beginning, I listed all of those problems, from hormonal imbalances to gut and digestive problems to mood swings and fatigue and soreness, headaches, brain fog, skin irritations and conditions, double vision. All of those things, chronic and persistent, can be triggered by unresolved, repressed emotions and experiences, maybe even as far back as childhood. So traumatic childhood experiences, times when you weren't safe or you didn't feel safe. And in order to survive, because this is what we're talking about here, yeah, it's survival. Survival, pain is how we survive. It alerts us to danger, it keeps us safe. Until it doesn't, yeah, until it doesn't. And it becomes chronic. And then we get fearful about, what does it mean? What's going on? What's wrong with me? And what did we say about emotions? How they can trigger pain. And so the more we get fearful, the more we get anxious, the more we lean into those feelings of anxiety and stress and overwhelm and frustration. The more we battle, the more we push, seeking, searching, pursuing, and doing. The more we go into that blaming, viewing, doing model, the more pain we get, the more pain ramps up, because it needs to keep us safer. Yeah, we need this persistence. It's like running away. And so it does the only thing it knows how. And maybe it's going to send you like that flu. That was something that used to happen to me all the time. When my system would become activated and overloaded, I would be taken down what I would describe as a chemical flu that felt like there was like acid like coursing through my veins all over my body. I couldn't lift my head off the pillow. It's weak, fatigued, because I wasn't stopping. The body had whispered to me, Kerry, I need something. I need your attention now. I don't feel safe. I need your help. I need something. I need to be attuned to attended to. But I kept going. I kept pursuing, doing more and more and more, ignoring the little voice, until the little voice became a bigger voice. Kerry, stop. Can you hear me? Headache. Spinal pain. Keep going, go for a massage. Click, crack, stick needles in. No more gluten, no more sugar. Yeah. What about fasting? Do a fast, do green juice, all the things. No, that's not what I needed, Kerry. And so it gets louder and louder and louder until it took me down and in my bed with chemical flu, we'll call it. Forced me to listen. No, I just needed you to stop. To look and to listen. And then I only need to speak very, very quietly, and you'll hear me. And so some people say, so you don't have any pain now in your body? So no, of course I have pain. Like, I'm a human being. Yeah, I still have the body's natural danger alert safety system. But it doesn't have to scream at me anymore. It doesn't have to pester and nag me to listen. And so if this is resonating with you, yeah, if you're out there and you're like, I want to know more about this, right? I want to know more about this because I have pain, or I have hormonal imbalance, or I have skin conditions, or I have gut problems, I've got restless legs or plantar fasciitis. And I just thought that was the way it was, and that was normal. Well, it's not, right? It's not normal to have to go constantly for different treatments and therapies and scans and x-rays and testing for your health. Yeah, that's not normal. The new normal should be health and vitality, joy and abundance and passion. And all of that is possible. All of it is possible for you. And so, yeah, so if you're still here and you're still listening, or you're watching on the replay, then you can pop hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know, does it make sense? Does it make sense? Or are you out there thinking, this woman is talking rubbish really quickly? She's talking really fast rubbish. Yeah? Or does it make sense? Is it something you've heard before? Or is this new? is this new? Like right at the beginning, I said to you, maybe, maybe I'm the first person to tell you this. Maybe it's hard to believe right now that pain-free is possible. You can recover. One more time. Deep breath. You can recover. So I'm going to drop in the comments a way that you can reach out and book a clarity call with me. Now, a clarity call is a absolutely 100% complimentary one-to-one call where we can start to get really clear on what is going on for you. Yeah, what's going on for you, and start to craft out a step-by-step strategy for you to recover your health, your vitality from chronic pain. And so if that sounds like you, and you would like to take this invitation of a complimentary call with me, then drop down to the comments, and I'll see you on the call. Now, I appreciate that, people are busy, and, that includes me. These spaces are limited. So if this is something that's calling to you right now, if this is something that you're like, yes, then, I urge you to get it booked, to get it in the diary, get it booked and book your space, because, I only have a limited amount of spaces and I would hate you to miss out. My name is Kerry Norton. This is the Happy, Healthy, Pain-Free community, and this has been my story of how I recovered from chronic pain after more than 10 years, And if you're just watching or just tuning in, then you can whiz all the way to the beginning and watch this on the replay. And if you are watching on the replay, pop #replay into the comments. I would love to hear what you think. And if this calls to you, if you are called to go on this journey, to let go of the pain management, seeking, searching, pursuing, blaming, viewing, doing model, and lean into a new way, a way that's not managing pain, but actual recovery, recovering your health, your vitality from chronic pain so that you can live a happy, healthy, pain-free life, then I'll see you on the call. Take care. Bye for now.